Hi, I'm Renee Jayne, and I'm going to share 20 things that you can do now to overcome depression, anxiety, and fear. When you watch this video, there are 3 things that you're going to get out of it. First, why are we all seeking to overcome this feeling of unease and being out of control? Second, how to find harmony. And third, the top 20 things you can do right now. And if you gain value from this video, please just click the like button right below and leave a comment. Be in community. I really believe that that's how we can experience this together and make great change. So this video is for you if you are consciously aware you are living with anxiety and depression and you just can't take it anymore. And this is also for you if you are someone who feels sad and down all the time, but you haven't quite named it, or you just can't seem to pull yourself out of this slump that you're in. I'm gonna share these 20 things that you can do now, if you just can't take the overwhelm. Before I get to that, I wanna share that there's a harmony that we're all seeking. And this is for mild depression symptoms, anxiety, guilt, shame, fear, all that stuff that we just don't want to talk about. I saw this social media post the other day, and I gotta share it with you. It said, can't decide if I need an extra large coffee, a hug, Xanax, a few shots of vodka, a full body massage, a chocolate, a hug, or 2 weeks of sleep. Something to that effect. And I remember a time when I was on the couch for days. I was feeling horrible, and I mean in a dark place. I had PTSD, there was emotional pain, mental anguish, grief, loss, money issues. And I felt hopeless, and the weight of the world on my shoulders and in my legs. I just didn't feel like I could move. And there I was on my couch. And I recall hearing this voice in my head. It was the conscious aspect of myself, the all-knowing truth, you may call it whatever you wish. But it said, just stand up, get up. And I felt it took so much of me to get up. I didn't want to do it, but I stood up and I sunk to the floor and I crawled to the middle of the room so there wouldn't be anything I could hold on to, and I got up and I stood there and I held myself and I cried. And standing there in the middle of the floor of my living room at that moment was the biggest accomplishment I had had in days, and it was a big step and it was a big deal. And in that moment, I wanted all those things. The Xanax, the coffee, the sugar, the social media scrolling, the numbing substances, anything to get me to not feel anything else but feeling those emotions that felt so powerful, so tough, and they had such control over me. And when I work with my clients who suffer from depression, anxiety, worry, fear, they feel out of control and they use just about anything they can try to find that can get them to have control again, whether it's drugs, food, alcohol, shopping, relationships. I get it. Our culture has taught us and even celebrated that reading about Jennifer Aniston, Beyonce, or Kim Kardashian is far more exciting and interesting than talking about feelings or emotions. Our culture has got us addicted to numbing out. And our culture has got us addicted to using drugs to numb out. A disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I am a board-certified holistic nutrition practitioner. And there are serious kinds of depression that require meds to balance, and they are necessary and they save lives. So see and consult your doctor before making any changes that I'm about to share with you. And it should be stated, by the way, that there are also situations where those same meds lead to a loss of life in patients. And it's a big issue, especially in the States. And it's a tough conversation, not one we're going to solve in this short video. To start, I want to begin with this. If you are someone who has a challenging time finding that balance and that harmony, I want to give you an invitation today to see things differently. When we feel guilt, it's fear of the past. When we feel anxiety, it's fear of the future. And depression happens when we are out of this harmony or balance Physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. All four are important to pay attention to. So today, I want to tell you that you can do hard things. I want to tell you that we must start with permission to feel tough feelings that we have been probably avoiding for a long time. And again, please do this with someone you love, a trusted therapist, a doctor, a group. Contact me and schedule a session with me if you relate. The tough, unbearable feelings are the answer to many of our issues. And feeling these fully and growing our emotional intelligence is how we can evolve past what many of us have is a spiritual crisis. Before we can understand this so-called spiritual crisis, there are 20 things that we can do immediately to help us find that harmony. And it's this harmony that we're desperately seeking. And I find that it really begins with taking care of our physical self. The anxiety, the depression, there's this culture we have of using prescriptions to level out our emotions versus learning from them or learning to feel them. And sure, by the way, depression meds save lives, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you. But there's other things. So number one is to clutter clear and to make a point that your environment is clean. You clean your kitchen, you pick up your house, you pick up your desk, you make your bed, you get your life in order, even if it's only 15 minutes a day. Number two is that you hydrate. If you are not hydrated and you're not drinking water, there's no way you're going to be happy. Third is sleep, and this is how we heal our body, our hormones, our brain. 4 is nature. Get outside as much as possible. This is the spiritual connection to source or whatever it is that it means for you or you want to call it. 5, herbs, vitamins, supplements. This is specific for your body, so schedule a session with me or a practitioner so you can know. 6, probiotics, and I recommend very specific kind for depression or for anxiety, and this is also based on your body and situation. Next is to rebuild your gut health, and you can watch my video on celery juice for that one. And then next is hormonal balance. Cutting out sugar can balance those really quickly. And then we're going to reduce oxidative stress. This is a supplement I'm taking that I love, and you can find on my website or below this video. It supports your adrenals, and it's just made a profound difference for me. So ask me to learn more about that one. Next is to eat more living foods. When I felt depressed, I wanted to eat more sugar. I wanted comfort foods. I wanted candy and chips and bread and ice cream and all that stuff to snack all day long. We can find our comfort through food every now and then. We all have those moments, right? But this is where it shifts to a habit. It becomes part of our anxiety and depression numbing band-aid. So to pull ourselves up and out, we must find this by eating food that is alive. This can make the biggest difference on us in even a day or two. Next is Epsom salt baths. 3 times a week, add a half a cup to a cup of Epsom salt to warm water and take a bath. Magnesium is next. Most of us are deficient in this. I have a really good recommendation for magnesium. Vitamin D comes next. Do your blood work, by the way, get your levels checked, but you just can't be happy if you don't have enough vitamin D. Prayer and meditation comes after that. One is the input, the other is the output, and they work hand in hand. We need both. The next is working to move your body. Moving your body moves your mind. Talk with somebody. We just can't do all this alone. And for so many years, I really thought that I could do it alone. I told myself, I don't need anybody. I don't need community. I got this. We need community. Work through your negative beliefs and patterns comes next. We gotta do the hard work. And I wish I could tell you it isn't hard at times, but then I wouldn't be honest. It is hard sometimes. You already know this. And you can do those hard things. You are capable. And there's so much beauty on the other side of it. Release toxic relationships. Huge. This will drag you down, and many of those are the root of our depression and symptoms of fear and worry and anxiety. And work with somebody to help you shed your limiting beliefs. Next, do emotional release work to help you through any post-traumatic stress and any fear that you might have stuck or you're carrying around in your body. Now, if you need any support, you can work with me. privately or join me in my next group, reach out to me. Go to reneejayne.com and we can chat, we can have a conversation. And if you like this video, please press the like button. And most importantly, leave me a comment and let's talk. I love hearing from you. And mostly, I believe that community heals. And so I find the comment section to be immensely powerful. I'll talk to you soon.